Good morning. Today we are going to meet to discuss VA's lack of compliance with the subpoena that this committee issued for documents. And the subpoena, if you remember, was issued on the 8th of May. Yesterday, I sent a letter inviting Joan Mooney, Dr. Lynch, and Michael Huff to explain VA's incomplete record and compliance with the subpoena. Late last night, I got a response back saying that they were not able to have the witnesses here in a 15-hour time limit. Now, I get it. 15 hours is pretty quick, but I don't think I need to remind members of this committee that this is life or death, all right? In fact, it's my understanding, and this was a staff briefing, but the thing that started this whole thing was a briefing that was done by Dr. Lynch after he had gone to Phoenix, and Dr. Lynch said that it was a temporary list and it had been destroyed. All right, so there's an admission that there was a list, and there's an admission that it was destroyed. And we asked them, tell us what was on the list and why was the list destroyed and when was the list destroyed. We got no answer, and so this committee, rightfully so, subpoenaed that information. Then we got a letter and a phone call from VA saying, we're not going to be able to comply with your request for information in the subpoena, and that we are going to deliver, under standard practice, a rolling block of information to your committee. First of all, it is not the executive branch's responsibility nor right to tell Congress when they're going to comply with a subpoena. And so on Monday morning, when all the information was due, after 30 individuals, by VA's own account, poured over this for 9 days, we got 201 emails. 201. We subpoenaed some 27 people to supply us a very narrow list of 3 weeks that dealt with the issue in Phoenix. So it's not very hard in this day and age to be able to give us the information that we're asking for. You should go in, set the parameters, search, send it all to us in boxes, and let us search through the emails. But what they're doing now is they are selectively giving us the emails that they want us to have to help mold the story instead of allowing us to do our constitutional duty of oversight and investigation. And so Dr. Lynch, when he made the comment that the list, the secret list, had been destroyed, we submitted a subpoena. And that's why we wanted him to be here. And when he returned from his trip to Phoenix shortly after this broke, he called the Hill and he said, I want to come in and I want to brief the four corners. The four corners being the House majority minority and the Senate majority minority. And I think it was done in a matter of a couple of hours. The staff was all able to get together and come in and take the briefing from Dr. Lynch. But 15 hours is not enough to get one single person from VA to come. Now, what they've done is they've offered to allow them to come at a later date next week. We need to talk about that this morning if that's what we want to do. My concern is this. For historical purposes, allowing the executive branch to trample on the legislative branch is setting a dangerous precedent. And it doesn't matter whether it's a Republican or a Democrat administration. We should not be a party to allowing that to happen. This is serious stuff. The Department of Veterans Affairs already has admitted that there are 23 recent deaths that have occurred because of delay in medical care. They've already said that has happened. Don't let just Phoenix put your blinders on and think, well, if the 40 names that passed away while they were on the waiting list in Phoenix, that there's no connection, that there's nothing here to look at. Well, yes, we already know in Columbia, South Carolina, and in Augusta, Georgia, Memphis, Tennessee, people have died because they were on a waiting list. I think we've done the right thing in the way that we've tried to move this forward in a bipartisan fashion. And I want to keep doing that today and in days in the future. I haven't called for the Secretary's resignation. Others have. Both sides of the aisle. And that's all of our independent prerogatives. I want to wait for the IG's report to come out before making that decision. But it's very apparent that the Department does not want to give the information that we need, not what they think we need, what we need to do our job. I am tired of sending notices to the Department and asking for witnesses and being told by VA, you don't need that witness, here's the witness we want to send. And they have done that over and over and over. Now they're telling us when we send them a subpoena that they will give us the information that they want to send us, when they want to send us, and in the priority order that they want to send it. The Founding Fathers did not expect the executive branch to have any more power than the legislative branch or the judicial branch. And this committee should not be complicit in allowing that to change the way the process works. So we're here today to have a very open and frank discussion about what we're going to do in response to the request that we made for us to have witnesses this morning. I will tell you that they have not given us the information in a timely fashion. We did get a tranche of emails last night at 2:30 in the morning. We got 3,000 emails. And we're going to go through them, and we're going to get the information we need quickly. So we're ready for the next tranche, whenever that may come from, whoever they may come from. So I'm just here to reassure the members on both sides that the important thing is that we continue working this in a bipartisan fashion. But my patience is wearing very thin. I don't want to break and make this a partisan issue, because it's not. It is not a partisan issue. And with that, I recognize the ranking member for any comments he may have.